If you want to win your week, this episode is for you. I'm going to go through my tips and tricks as well as some exciting news that has been happening behind the scenes. Welcome to the What's Eating You podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Giorgio, and I'm a clinical psychologist. Good morning, my friends. I'm feeling incredible today, and it's been a while since I woke up feeling good. And I attribute that to having a big, juicy steak last night, followed by my vitamin C. So if you haven't been aware, I've been on a iron journey to really increase my iron. And last night I had about 250 grams of steak. My partner cooked it. It was delicious. And I always make sure I take my vitamin C pills within an hour of eating my iron. And I woke up feeling really great. I didn't feel tired. I felt excited and I was ready to go. I'm also really excited this week because it's my partner's birthday and it is the big 4-0. He's a little bit older than me, a couple of years. I tend to hold on to that. But I've actually planned something really exciting, completely out of my comfort zone. So I've hired an RV or a motorhome, and we're going to go and do 3 nights and 4 days around the coast. And you know what's so cool? I asked ChatGPT to create me an itinerary that include really good food spots, fishing spots, nature, and I'm really excited to do this because it's out of my comfort zone. I am not the camping kind of gal, but look, I did splash out a little bit. I did get an RV that has a shower and a toilet. So that's good news. But I guess we save on accommodation because we just sleep in the RV. I don't know how we're going to both go sleeping together in this RV, but I don't care. I love him and I'm excited for his birthday. And I asked him, I said, what's your dream? If you could have absolutely anything for your birthday, what would be your dream? And I love to actually ask questions like this. So if you're listening to this, and you could ask yourself, if money wasn't a factor, if time wasn't an issue, if kids weren't in the picture or there, what would be my dream birthday? And he said, do you know what? He said, I just want to be one of those people we walk past on the beach that are parked with their vans on the side of the road. They've got the boot open. They're standing there in their little shorts. They've just gone for a morning surf and they're brewing their own coffee. So on the Gold Coast, there's a lot of people who live in their vans or they live in like a little sort of caravan type thing, but a lot of just normal vans that they've converted into a bed. They've put like a little stove top thing and they make their little beans, they have their little coffee. And he said, that's my dream. And I said, okay, let's make it happen. Let's wake up in a van and have coffee by the beach. So yeah, I looked at a few companies and I got some help from this Instagram page that were really, really good. They were called Rat Pack Travel. And they were like, yep, we've found you one. This looks really good. I don't even know what they did. And I'm like, I'm probably getting scammed, but that's okay. I mean, for all this work for a $200 deposit, they deserve it. But it wasn't a scam. It's all real. So if you want to follow along my journey, make sure you check out my Instagram. I'll definitely be putting on my stories the journey that we have in our little outback adventure. Right. Now, to get into today's episode, I want to share some strategies for you that really help me feel good, feel optimal, and get on top of my week. Now, the first thing is your week starts from your weekend. So when your weekend comes, have a little plan. And sometimes a weekend plan is to have no plan. This weekend, we had no formal plans except my Zoom group I do every Saturday morning with Food Freedom and my check-ins. And I love this because not having a plan, it gives you no pressure. And what I mean by not having a plan is not having anything scheduled in socially. Sometimes it's good to just go with the flow. And we thought, well, we're going on our little adventure on Thursday. So let's have a quiet weekend. Let's have a low cost weekend because we're going to be eating out a lot. We're going to be driving around a lot. So let's save that. So the weekend determines your week because if you have heaps and heaps of social events on the weekend, you're going to be tired on Monday. Now, I'm not saying don't do anything socially, but I think it's important to limit your social interaction on the weekend if you have other goals and dreams currently in your life. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine who used to live in the building I live in, she's in her 20s. She's been hanging around me a lot when she was here. And yeah, she messaged me on Sunday and she's like, I'm doing my assignment. And she used to go out all the time and enjoy a drink here and there. That's fine. But she realized, she's like, I've realized if I want to really get on top of my life, I'm going to have to make some sacrifices. I'm going to have to say no to some social events. And it's really true because if you're tired from socializing, if you're tired from doing heaps on the weekend, your Monday is going to feel tiring. So I really encourage you to use your weekend to restore, to rest, and to do what feels good for you. For me, I love watching movies at night. It's the only thing, one of the only things that really allows me to rest and switch off because I'm not on my phone. I'm not out and about. I'm not on my laptop. I'm not working. And I get engrossed in someone else's story. So we watched some movies on Saturday, Sunday night. And if I want to do something social, I will. And that's fine. We did on Sunday. It was actually really beautiful. We went down to Burley and spread some ashes of our friend who passed away a couple of months ago. And that was really nice because we got some sun. We got a walk in. We got to see his fiance. And that was really wonderful. So I want you to ask yourself, what kind of weekend makes me feel good? What makes me feel restorative? What makes me feel energized and proud? For me, it's when I wash my bed sheets. I know it sounds ridiculous. It's when I have food prepped, although I didn't food prep this weekend for this week because we're leaving on Thursday, but I'll just make a small lunch soon. It's when I've gotten particular work things done. So I really wanted to focus on ADHD Journey yesterday and Saturday. I did do work Saturday, Sunday, but I love it. It doesn't feel like work to me. And I think that's why today I woke up feeling really rested because I didn't do a whole bunch of social stuff on the weekend. Are you using your phone to distract from your emotions? Maybe you feel overwhelmed and you just want an escape. Doom scrolling is really common, but it might actually be doing worse for you than it is helping you. That's ADHD and you're not alone. ADHD Journey is a brand new course and community that gives you short weekly lessons, printable tools, and a live group session with me once a month. So now you can stop scrolling and start getting control of your life. Use the code ADHD-VIP for your 50% off in your first month, but only for a limited time. The link is in the show notes below. Let's work with your brain, not against it. Do you ever get the thought that you're a bad mum? If so, you're not alone. Many women with ADHD often criticize themselves and have a really strong demanding part in their brain. This is why I created ADHD Journey, to help you learn, grow, and transform the way you think about yourself and your life. It's an online course and community with short, realistic strategies you can actually follow through on. No shame and no pressure. Use the code ADHDVIP at the checkout to get 50% off your first month. Doors open really soon, so don't miss out. The link is below. Do you feel tired, overwhelmed, and feel as though you're drowning in everyday tasks? You could have ADHD. We have a free quiz on our website that you can take that can help you get answers today. Use the link below and take the quiz. Help is closer than you think. Do you struggle with rejection sensitivity? Or maybe you have a hard time controlling your emotions. This is why I wanted to give people psychological strategies as well as behavioral techniques to help improve your ADHD. ADHD Journey is now live and it is a course and community designed to help you thrive with the brain that you have. Because you're a listener of this podcast, I have a special gift for you. 50% off your first month plus a free emotion regulation toolkit and a burnout and recovery guide. Use the code ADHDVIP in the checkout and I'll see you on the other side. If you're using ChatGPT and Google to figure out how to survive your ADHD, that's a sign you need real support. ADHD Journey is the online course and community I created for people who are smart, capable, but exhausted. It's less than a cup of coffee a week, and it can give you amazing techniques that you can also use with your kids. Use the code ADHD VIP at the checkout for 50% off your first month. I can't wait to see you on the other side. Now, the second thing is plan your week on Sunday. You can get one of these weekly planners from Kmart that has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Just have an idea of what you're going to do tomorrow. You don't have to plan your whole week, even though I just said plan your whole week, but plan your Monday. So last night before I went to bed, I did a little brain dump of the things I needed to do today. So send out an email, post on social media. I want to buy some candles for the birthday cake. And having written that down on Sunday night, I was like, yes, I'm going to wake up with a plan tomorrow. I've got direction. I know what I'm doing. I'm pumped. Let's go. Whereas if I go to bed on a Sunday night with no plan for Monday, now your plan doesn't have to be exuberant. It could simply be pack my lunch, prepare the kids. Even just writing something down gives your brain perceived structure and organization, and that makes you feel good. Remember, progress equals happiness. Now, the third thing I do is as soon as my eyes start to wake up in the morning, I think about the things I'm excited about. Because often when we wake up, we think of all the things we don't want to do. Oh, my knees are creaking. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I got to work. Da, da, da. And I get it. We all have stresses. We all have jobs. We've all got things we don't want to do. But ruminating and thinking about it, it doesn't make it any better. Remember, we're all here to be more effective, not to be perfect and positive all the time. So I just want you to think of one thing you're excited about. It could be your morning coffee. It could be giving your partner a kiss hello. It could be seeing your kids. So when you wake up in the morning, I just want you to visualize and think of one thing you're excited about today. So this morning for me, it was, it's pre-launch day for ADHD Journey. It's coming out tomorrow. I'm excited to send the email and let everybody know. Now, this is exciting for me. It may not be exciting for other people. Other people might get the email and be like, ugh, delete. But it's exciting for me because this is something I've had on my vision board for this year. It's something I really have wanted to create for ages. And I finally did it. I took the plunge and I did it. And I'm not perfect. It's not perfect. But when you say you're going to do something, what's important is keeping promises you make to yourself. So that's the third thing is when you wake up, tell yourself something that you're looking forward to. They call this romanticizing your life. And basically what it means is getting excited about little things. And the more you practice this, the more excited you are going to feel about little things. Sometimes we've got to lower the bar. We've got to lower the bar to excitement. Now, I know this was a short episode, but I'm going to go into ADHD Journey next because I'm really excited and just how I make things come to fruition because I got some nice feedback from a friend. And if you're listening to this, hey girl. And she said to me, I really admire how you just go for it and you just do things, which is so interesting because yes, I do agree that I do that. But there's still a part of my head that's like, you could be doing more, you could be doing this. And I recognize that, but I've learned to just tell that voice to pipe down. What has really changed for me is focusing on one thing at a time. This is extremely hard for me to do because I'm used to like juggling 10 hats, doing 10 different things. But when you focus on one thing at a time, you are 90% more likely to actually achieve that goal. And I wish I remember where I read this. It could have been in Atomic Habits in that book. But the minute you start to set 3 goals or you're doing 3 things at once, the rate of successfully achieving it drops. I think it drops to like 68% or something. And by the way, these statistics may not be correct. So I'll give you an example. Do you eat a large amount of food in a short period of time and feel a loss of control? Maybe you make yourself sick after you binge eat. If this is you, you're not alone. I'm a clinical psychologist who went through a 9-year eating disorder, and I know how to get to the other side of food freedom. If you're ready to ditch the dieting mentality, discover food freedom, and find confidence in yourself and your body, click the free eating evaluation call. The link is below. Earlier this year or 2 months ago, I was working on the eating disorder informed accreditation. And I gave myself, my goal was to finish it by May, start of May. And that deadline, it got my butt into gear. I'm telling you, a deadline is the key to success. Same with ADHD Journey. I just set a date. I'm like, Steph, stop talking about it, set a date and figure it out from there. So I set a date, June 17th, that's the public launch. Now, because you're listening to this, you're going to get the inside scoop. Pre-launch is tomorrow. It is tomorrow, which is June 10th. Now, if you're listening to this in the future, don't worry. I'm still going to give you a special code because I really appreciate you listening to my podcast and I love you and I value you. The code is ADHD VIP. Write that down. ADHD VIP. Now, this code gets you 50% off your first month. So what is it? What is ADHD Journey? I created it because I have people asking me every day about ADHD. So initially I set up an assessment clinic and we still have the assessment clinic. If you're in Australia and you want to get assessed, you can book that straight in and we'll help you with your whole journey. But the problem is once people get assessed, once they get medicated, now what? Now what? You can see a psychologist, but a psychologist doesn't teach you executive functioning strategies. So executive functioning is just the parts of your brain that are responsible for everyday tasks. Putting the washing machine on, getting dressed, how you process information, getting started on tasks. So initiation, procrastination, working memory, being able to hold back on impulses and urges, monitoring yourself on tasks, follow through on tasks, all these things are executive functioning. And people with ADHD struggle with that. Now, no one teaches you these skills. Remember, pills don't build skills. I love that. My friend came up with that. And medication is great. So what medication can do is it can quieten the noise and it gives you a ladder. It gives you a ladder to get out of the hole you're in. But you need strategies to not fall down the hole. Or when you do fall down the hole, you can get out a lot easier and a lot more quicker. So think of medication for ADHD as your glasses. You're putting on glasses so you can see. But just because you can see, it doesn't mean that things are going to be necessarily easier unless we create things that are easier. So ADHD Journey is about teaching you systems for your life because your success comes down to your systems. And no one teaches us systems growing up. No one teaches you systems on how to find things so you don't lose them. No one teaches you systems on how to get things done when you can't be bothered. No one teaches you about dopamine. No one teaches you how to deal with rejection sensitivity. So I wanted to create a system that teaches you all of that. So ADHD Journey gives you a video and 1 week is a tweak. So every week we work on something. So 1 week it might be memory. Another week it is rejection sensitive dysphoria, which is the emotional feeling that people get, which is a horrible feeling when they feel they're being rejected. We teach you how to deal with the psychological side, but also the everyday tasks that feel overwhelming and demanding through short videos. The videos are short, they're designed for people with ADHD, so they're interesting, they're fun. And then every week you get a little mission to practice, and it's going to be perfect for busy mums, uni students, mums who have children who are neurodiverse. And your bonus is you get a bonus emotion regulation toolkit. So this teaches you how to manage and soothe yourself when you're dysregulated. And you also get a burnout prevention and recovery guide if you join the VIP list. So use the code ADHD VIP at the checkout. You get 50% off your first month and then you get your 2 bonuses as well. Now, how much is it? For me, I want this to be accessible to everyone. So I wanted to make it affordable. If you're seeing a psychologist, that's $350 a week. Yes, you can get rebates by Medicare, but I wanted to make a program that was global and anyone could access it. Because the issue was I could help people in Australia. So people in Australia could get assessed, they could get on medication, but I had people all around the world saying, "Can you assess me? I need help with this. How do I deal with procrastination?" And I thought, I need to create something that helps people globally. So that's why this is the answer, because it's strategies available to anyone at any time. It doesn't matter about the time zone or anything like that. What is the cost? The cost at the moment is $29 US a month, right? Which is so affordable because you're also getting a monthly group Zoom with me. So don't forget that. You're getting a monthly group Zoom with me. So this is an opportunity to ask questions, to get insight, to connect with other people. So that's the first thing. You get a group monthly Zoom with me. You get videos every single week on a new topic: memory, processing speed, dealing with rejection. Now, the reason it's in USD is because a lot of my viewers, a lot of my team, well, you are my team, are overseas. So I just wanted to keep it simple. Now, with the 50% off the first month, it literally works out to $5.50 a week. That's less than a cup of coffee. So it's such a great way to invest in your mental health because you have access to these videos forever. That's the other thing about therapy is useful, but if you've got ADHD, you're prone to forgetfulness. So how are you going to remember the strategies that your therapist gives you? So it's available anytime. You've got your videos forever. Oh, and there's also a community. So the community is where you can ask questions, you can post your own strategies, and you can connect with others. Now, the reason I wanted to make it a community, which is a lot more work, is because group work is one of the most evidence-based, efficacious strategies for ADHD. People thrive on community. If you're excited about this, let me know. Tag me in your posts. Tag me if you join up. I would share it on Instagram. I'd love to see it. But I hope this has been helpful. And I want to thank you finally for providing me this space, for listening to this podcast, and for helping me create ADHD Journey, because without you, I would not have created this. So I have a lot of thanks to give to you. I hope you have the most beautiful week. And if you enjoyed this episode, please let me know. Take care. Did you know by taking 2 seconds to leave a rating or a review, you help me get the podcast out to more listeners just like you who could really benefit from the information? I appreciate all your support and thank you for tuning in.